All right, today we brought to you in the Bully Pit Mr. Daryl Thrower. You know he's an admin in the XL Giant Bully Group. We got a lot of questions for him, good, bad, the ugly, and something about a particular post that just came up this past week. Stay tuned. We're going to make it happen in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. By the way, this is Robert James Wood with one of his customers that just bought a puppy from him recently. So a breeder that shares his knowledge, what do you think of that?
I think those are the people that, if you're new, I think those are the people that need to flock together. And I think those are the people, and I've seen, Robert and his posts. He's somebody that's active and, responding to people's posts. Those are the type of people that I feel the community needs to gravitate to, whether you're a new person coming involved and you're looking to get your first dog, or whether you're an old breeder and for whatever reasons you decide you want to get back into the online community. I think those are the people who need to stick together. Something I try to do, and I miss a lot of what goes on in a lot of groups now that we have our group, but I still try to stick to my timeline and see what posts pop up and what can I contribute. Now, if you say something in there and that's the answer, then I'm going to click like on your comment and then I'm going to move on. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't need everybody to see, oh, Daryl knows the answer also. You know what I mean? But if I notice, somebody's giving a correct answer, then I'm going to try to put a like on that, especially if I see a bunch of other likes. If I don't see many other likes or reactions, then I'm going to click a heart just so that answer gets attention. I might even refer back to that person. Hey, I like the answer so-and-so gave. This is facts and this is why. But I think those of us who are willing to put information out there, willing to show our dogs for what they are, talk about our dogs for what they are, I think that's where the value is in online communities, regardless of the subject, whether it's dogs, architecture, whatever it is. Those people who are willing to speak up and tell the truth, help, give information that is of use to the community. Those are the people. Those breeders that are sharing information. That's who people need to flock to, including other breeders. That
I agree.
We may have disagreements, but that's cool if everybody. Rarely do logical people disagree with each other and make fools of themselves. You know what I mean? They just have a disagreement and they laugh it off and move on to the next subject. And I think the community needs to see more of that, But when you get people who,
I agree with you more on that.
and people have to be careful. There are people that share information, but you'll notice they only have about the same 5 topics.
Right.
Those are people you have a lot of people on Facebook trying to build a Facebook persona. They want to be the next Kim Kardashian of dogs, or the next whoever's popular in the reality world of dogs. And you have to watch out for that. And that's where you get a lot of the people claiming they're dog men and all these other, words that throw around. I think that's what people have to
popular theme word, dog man. I'm a dog man.
Yeah. You know what, when it comes to that word, I've always looked at a dog man as just a description of a person, not the best breeder, the best vet, the best circus trainer, just somebody who, in my opinion, had a huge experience on dogs from situations they wanted to be in, situations they didn't want to be in, typically through working dogs, and they had to either know or get through those heat of the moment situations. To me, that's a dog man. In the Facebook world, as soon as somebody tells me all dog men tell the truth, I know some great dog men that will lie to you in a second, but they know dogs. You know what I mean? There is nothing that can come up.
Right. They're still human.
Yeah, so when you tell me all dogs tell the truth, I'm like, you're the one that lies, and you're the one that's trying to get me to believe you're a dog man. And that's the thing. There is no all dog men just know, through experience. And as far as the morals they have in their life has nothing to do with that. But what I see on Facebook is that word is thrown around to gravitate people to. I have never called myself a dog man. I've had other people call me that. and it didn't even as a compliment or it was just what they were saying, you know. Whereas now it's becoming this title, this thing that people want to be, and most of them aren't that. But as long as they call themselves that enough, they're hoping to grab towards them.
Right, a lot of egos and agendas being brought into the bully game. Let's get to the last part of the show, man. We're in the part of the show now where we're going to be asking you specific questions to your kennel and to what's going on as far as, you know, what you're doing in your kennel. So, like I said earlier, fam, this is Thrower and Family Bullies. Daryl, do you have Facebook, Instagram? Tell them real quick where they can find you.
We have Thrower and Family Bullies page. We haven't been as active on that yet. Most of our activity on Facebook is done through the Giant XL American Bully group. We post our dogs there. You can always go to my page, Daryl Thrower. You can see my dogs, our dogs there. As far as Instagram, we have Thrower and Family Bullies. Thrower and Family Bullies, the Instagram page. We also have King of Diamonds Double XL, which is named after our main stud in our kennel.
All right, good deal. So let's get down to business, man. I'm gonna break down these questions for you. All right, so what's the biggest weakness or biggest flaw in your yard?
I would have to say because of the standard of the XL being 20 to 23 inches, King's a huge dog. And we thought with our females being about right around that 19, 20 inch mark, that we would get more dogs in the 20 to 23 inch range. But it looks like we've got a few that are going to be
outside of range.
Yeah, it's cool because it gave us the ability to focus on other things without going beyond or below the 20 inches and ended up being a standard. But I would say that our major flaw, he's a 26-inch dog, and that was a year ago. So he's a big boy, and we knew he was going to be big. We didn't think we were going to be dealing with a dog that big. You know what I mean?
How much is he weighing in? How much is he weighing?
King is kept somewhat lean, so he's right at about 163, 165. He usually at about 160. But he's an athletic dog. You know what I mean? He could jump in and out of trucks. He's thick bone. He's more laid back dog, but yeah, when he gets out the car at the gas station anywhere, people are stopping, they're pulling over there. He attracts attention and he loves it, you know. But that's what I would say is a major, or if I've got it, that would be my flaw. That's something we're working on, is getting that dog that we want to be right around 23 inches, because we also know that's where the better structure starts to come also.
All right. So with that, I'm going to ask you, what would be your kennel's strength?
Right now, I would say some of it was skill, but some of it was also luck, and I would say the temperament. And to be specific, I would say the purpose drive that we got with the females we got, and that's showing up in the pups. So far. Right now, they're about to be 6 months old on the 5th of next month, and they're showing a lot of promise with that ability to just want to do whatever it is you want to do, and with vigor. But yet, low dominance drive. We got, I have to say lucky. We got lucky. We did put a lot of thought into it with the dogs, but I got to admit that we kind of got lucky. For where we're at now is what we thought we would be in, like 2 to 3 breedings, and then having to lock it in. So far, our folks got more on locking it in, that temperament. So I would say that is the strength, that purpose drive and that low dominance drive, that they can get along with anybody, anything, but still stand their ground.
Good deal. And that's the essence of a bully.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you this. What do you think is the most overrated attribute in the American bully? What the American bully community overrates as far as an attribute on an American Bully XL?
Overrated, I would have to say, I'm going to have to say the word is battle between two. One, the word companion, and two, the size of the dogs. To me, those are two things that are overrated, misused, and not as important as people make them out, especially with the size of the dogs. It's already a big dog, It's actually
Right. They want it bigger. They want it bigger.
Exactly.
Yeah. It looks like Charlie Chaplin enough, right?
Yeah.
So with that being said, I'm gonna ask you this: what is the most underrated attribute?
I have to say the potential. The potential, and when you're talking about the breed itself, right?
Yeah,
So
the most underrated attribute. Yes.
yeah, I would have to say the potential. I think these dogs can be bred to be way more versatile than what people are looking at. That was one of the reasons we started the whole Drive the Bully movement. Is you're taking these various mastiffs, whether it's the Rottweiler, the King Corso, the Presa, and then you're taking these various bulldogs, the American Bulldog, the Oldie Bulldog, that are going into this, the Amstaff. I can't forget that. The Amstaff. You're taking
in the end.
Huh?
I said the pit and the Amstaff. Yeah, you can't forget that.
Exactly.
And that's being mixed, like you said, with the Bulldog and the Mastiff.
And you're putting all these things together, and then you're saying, I just want a couch potato. I just want a companion. And you're to me, one, you're going to end up dissolving the dog in time, because you can't create something from nothing, and the something you're trying to create really isn't there. So you're going to dissolve these dogs in time. At the same time, I look at it, I think the potential of what these dogs can be is extremely underrated. Extremely underrated.
That's a very good point. That's a very good point. With that being said, what would you say is the easiest flaw to fix?
Easiest flaw to fix. I would have to, from my experience, and we haven't dealt with it as far as the bullies. I've noticed weak pasterns seem to be an easy flaw to fix. Um, I don't know if color. Well, I don't think color should be considered a flaw or a positive, but yeah, because that's something that's always easy. You can get whatever color you want off one breeding. But I would go ahead. I would say pasterns. If you got a pastern issue, not only is there conditioning you can do to help it, but it tends to be if you breed to a dog that comes from dogs. That's the main thing about fixing flaws is the dog you go to has to come from dogs that will fix that flaw.
Oh, you cut out on me there. You cut on me. Let me see if I could reconnect. Hold on here just a second. You there?
Okay.
You cut out the
See.
explanation as how you were fixing pasterns. Go ahead and break down real quick.
Okay, on the, when it comes to pasterns, you can fix them through conditioning, but it's going to come back when that dog gets older. But you can fix it through conditioning. You can also fix it through breeding. But when it comes to breeding out a flaw, you got to make sure the dog you're going to has a history of dogs that have that good trait that you're going to. If he's the only one, chances are you're not going to fix it.
Correct.
It needs in the genetic code of that dog in order for you to fix it in your dog. And then that's where selective breeding comes in. But I would say definitely, if you got a pastern issue, you can fix it in 1 to 2 breedings. You should be able to fix that.
So, fam, we come to the conclusion of the show today. the Bully Pit. We brought in Mr. Daryl Thrower. Like I said earlier, he's an admin for the XL Giant Bully Group. Daryl, it's been a pleasure to have you here. I want to see you here more often. Like I had offered you, I'd love for you to bring the best and the worst posts in your group so we could break down and elaborate and possibly educate a lot of people on the subject. Is there anything you want to say before we cut out?
No, I appreciate you for having me. I respect what I see you doing within the community. Your yard, the consistency with the dogs that you're putting out there. So those are things that I see and they automatically cause me, because I pretty much give everybody my respect. But when you earn it, that's a whole nother level. You know what I mean? And what I see you doing in the community and I see with your dogs, I'm very grateful that you reached out to me. Grateful to do the interview with you. I appreciate it. And I hope we can, do a lot more to make this community stronger. So thank you.
Absolutely, man. So here on camera live, would you go out and say that in 2 weeks we're gonna be here with the best and the worst, and we're gonna break it down?
We're gonna do that, and I'm gonna start
All
saving
right.
them. We're gonna
You
do the
heard
best
him.
in the world. There we go.
All right. All right, Daryl, it's been good. This has been the Bully Pig. We catch you on the next one.
All right, see you.